can see him there on the front row alongside Vallu as the lights are coming on here in Mexico. And they go out and we are underway straight away here. And it looks to me like Vallu hasn't got the best start off the line. It's actually going to be AJ already up into first before they get down towards turn one. However, Vallu will be able to dip back in for some slipstream. Long run down to turn one here. And there is Vallu diving back up the inside, but he cannot make the move stick. And AJ is up into the lead. Meanwhile, Walter's had a great start. He's up from 5th into 3rd. Yanni Tripkov dropping 1 position to 4th with Peso, also dropping 1 down to 5th. Turbo Tortoise has managed to be clean off the start, but there's a Renault! And there's 2 Renaults in the wall, and that was also Dougie Falcons, who just about escaped unscathed. But it's Max and JB in the wall, neither of them with a modicum of front wing left on their Renaults. As well under the virtual safety car as we now get racing once again. There's a Haas going for a move. That is Yanni Tripkov up the inside of Walter into turn 12, and he makes the move stick. Really nicely done on the restart there. It's Turbo Tortoise who's round. He managed to get through the first part of the first lap, only to get spun round there in turn 12. And as a result, you think he's struggling to get going as well there in the McLaren Falcons with that legendary start up into 8th. So I wonder if he... Oh, who is that? That is AJ, who almost lost it entirely. He's going to have to cut that corner, and he's got a 5-second penalty for the corner cut as well. And he's rejoined in a dangerous manner that's almost caught out Walter, who had to veer to get around him. Now there goes his teammate through as well. AJ down into 6th, and with that penalty to boot.
And he can't even argue about the penalty as well, even though he's lost a position, because he's going to have to serve that penalty in the pits. Behind, Dougie Falcons going for a move on Rafa Martins. Up the inside towards turn 1, up ahead because Peso going down the inside of Walter. So 2 moves are coming through. Dougie side by side with Rafa. Rafa will squeeze at Dougie. They leave each other just enough room. And now still Wang, Checkers coming in to the equation side by side between the Portuguese driver and Dougie Falcons. Dougie round the outside into turn 4 is sometimes super hard to keep the momentum, but Dougie Falcons has pulled off the move.
UK getting squarely on the exit of turn 11 and picking up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. And now he's compromised into 12, where Dougie does a wall of death around the outside and does it beautifully.
And look at Rafa Martins as well, right on the back of AJ. Can AJ close up? A2's looking for a move down the inside. Rafa Martins will go up the inside of AJ. A2 gets the job done. Rafa Martins will not be able to find a way through, and Dougie Falcons has to sit in at P6 for 1 lap longer.
It's further back in the Haas, but here is the same engine in the Ferrari car, getting past another Ferrari engine in the form of that Alfa Romeo. Dougie Falcons making the move into turn 1. Reeling him in here. A bit of lag once again, but there it is. It was 9/10 of a second halfway through the lap, and now it is a couple of tenths in the other direction. Dougie Falcons moves up into what is currently 2nd place. Probably not going to give so much of a fight to Dougie Falcons on the way down to turn 1. There's only so much of a fight he could potentially offer anyway. And there is the move almost done. Actually, he is giving a fight. I tell you what, he's dove back up the inside there. I don't think it's worked out for him too well. Is he round? I think he is. He's gone yet. He's no longer in the picture. And that's Rafa Martins falling by the wayside after going into the side of Dougie Falcons into turn 1. They should have this move already bought and paid for at this stage. So moves in the final sector don't seem like the way to go, if you ask me.
Using up that ERS tank. And will it be enough to actually follow Turbo Tortoise through on Still Wang? And I think it will.
Yeah, it does look like it is going to be just about here. No, Still Wang breaking later around the outside and taking a better line through too. Here is Dougie Falcons, though, who's getting past Peso. The straight has hardly even begun, and Dougie Falcons is already up and past the Williams drive.
Able to overtake Walter, and here comes Zedillo around the outside of Maverick. There's a contact between the two of them. Down the inside is so hard to run side by side through turns 4 and 5. Side by side again through turn 6, and Zedillo makes the move stick up.
And they will do battle in his honor in towards turn 1, but that is not much of a battle as Walter comfortably routes A2 UK there, and back up into 5th he goes. Doesn't come back into the pits. Meanwhile, A2 UK and Walter, they're back at it again, and A2 goes around the outside of turn 1. They will be on softs at the very end with the lightest fuel load. There up the inside, that was Peso and Dougie Falcons. Peso not letting Dougie drive away from him, and Dougie picks up a 3-second time penalty in the battle, forced out wide on the exit of 3 as well, and that is going to be Vallu slipping past at least one of these cars. You would have thought Vallu doesn't really need to be involved in this fight right now, and probably could do with avoiding any front wing damage. He's not risking too much in battling with Dougie Falcons, and actually pushes him a bit wide there on the exit of 5.
Remainder of this lap, he might be able to pull a second as around the outside tries A2 UK. This is going to cost the Alfa Romeo a whole bunch of time. He's forced to skittle over the curb on the inside, down into turn 6, still side by side. But A2 hasn't got the job done, and critically, he's just within a second of water. He's lost about 8 seconds to Peso in that, with that 2-lap overcut. Something
That's huge.
Did he have a 5-second time penalty?
I don't believe so. Down the straight. And Turbo Tortoise throwing a defensive shape this time around, does not want to let Cedillo pass, and you can tell as they bang wheels, some aggressive driving between the two of them. Close behind Turbo Tortoise, down towards turn 1, sending move up the inside, but once again, Turbo Tortoise must be running really low drag in that car, because at the end of the straight, Turbo is not getting passed very easily by these guys, who ought to be just breezing past, especially with their DRS and tire advantage, and now Maverick failing to get past has left him vulnerable to Chegwin. This battle has been brewing the whole race. In fact, it's not really been brewing, it's been actively bubbling over this whole race. Awesome carbon fiber going flying there. That was off of Maverick's car after some contact between the two of them. So Maverick now missing an end plate.
So Turbo's going to be able to hold on to P8. And here comes Chegwin down the inside into the final sector. Oh, contact between the two of them. They are clearly not happy with each other. Now AJ looking for a way to join in the party and find a way to take advantage of these two battling.
And this is the final lap, and Vallu is already in the final corner of the final lap. Couldn't quite lap Maranello, so Maranello will get one more lap around. But Vallu takes the win once again in comfortable fashion. 12.6 seconds down to Jane Tripkov in second, and the same amount of time penalties between the two of them. So that gap will remain the same, but Jane, what a race from him. Really returning to his former glory there and taking his best result of the season in second. Peso will come across the line in third to get his second podium of the season as well. Dougie Falcons with a great recovery drive from the back of the grid, but that last pit stop really cost him, and he fell out of range of Peso and into fourth. And that's the best he could hope for in this race. Walter finishing well adrift of his teammate in the end after battling in the opening stint, down in fifth. Cedillo with a good result, but will fall down due to time penalties. He'll lose out to Turbo Tortoise first, and then AJ, who gets up into sixth, just about holding